GMOG Sports TV back with another one. All right, so Wilder versus Fury 2, as I talked about this before, you know, Fox, PBC, ESPN, this is going to be a joint venture, right, between two networks. And so the fight is already officially announced, and they already said, according to Bob Arum, which I already confirmed, there will be no press tour. They're not going to major markets like New York or LA. They're not doing no press tour. They're relying on a cross-platform promotion for another genre, another sports genre like college football, which is disgusting. And I made the reference to Drake, right? If you guys are familiar with Drake, Drake is like one of the most popular rappers in the world. And Drake got booed at a concert recently. Okay? He got booed at a concert recently. The concert was for Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean. He went and performed on stage and got booed. That lets you know, just because you think you're popular in a genre that you are in, right? Doesn't mean it translates, because those fans, those people, they're not paying to see you. Especially college football fans, that's a different platform. That's a different sport altogether. They don't care about no damn Tyson Fury. Number one, they don't care about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. They don't know who you guys are, and they're going to completely ignore who you guys are, because most of these guys, 99% of these college football fans, they don't even watch boxing, and it's not going to translate at all. So the fact that they're not putting up marketing dollars up front to properly promote this fight, to do a press tour, it really shows you how they are just trying to make sure they don't lose any money at all. They're trying to not go in the red with this fight. Bob Arum predicted 2 million pay-per-view buys, which is disgustingly bad. This guy's 85 years old or older, completely set in his ways, completely delusional. I give him props for being upright and being coherent to talk, because most 85-year-olds are dead or aren't in nursing homes or just vegetables. But this guy is still upright and talking and all that stuff, and coherent. But that's completely delusional, completely asinine. It will never do 2 million. The days of a million and a million plus pay-per-view buys in the US are done. Mayweather was at his peak when he fought McGregor. Okay, you're not going to see that again. If they fought again, if Mayweather fought again, somebody like that, it won't do a million buys. It's just not it's not that kind of market anymore. You have streaming services now, and people are just not gravitating towards, first of all, the pay-per-view model, right? Paying $80, $90, $100 just to watch one fight. When you can do a subscription-based service like the Zone or something like that, where you can watch an abundance of fights, guaranteed. People aren't doing that. The market has changed. It's different now. It's completely different now than it was 4 years ago. It really is. Just 4 years ago, you can say, yeah, if this fight was 4 years ago, right? Let's say 4 or 5 years ago, this fight was announced, and Bob Arum said, yeah, this fight will do 2 million pay-per-view buys. I would say, you know what, he has a good shot. They have a good shot. Now, no. I would say between 4 and 500,000. That's it. Between 4 and 500,000. And that's pushing it. Because the last, let's say for instance, right? Okay, let's just go by the last fight they had. Okay, between Wilder and Fury, it did roughly around 325,000 buys, 325,000 pay-per-view buys. Okay, 325, and that's heavyweights, right? And after that, you've seen smaller fighters in smaller weight classes break that record. We've seen Errol Spence fight Mikey Garcia with over 360,000 pay-per-view buys. We've seen who else have we seen that broke that record that were smaller? His Errol Spence last fight with Sean Porter did, I believe it, I'm just going off of memory, I believe it did 350,000. right? So my point is that Wilder, over 40 plus fights, still does not resonate amongst the casual fans. 40 plus fights, over 40 knockouts, still does not translate with casual fans. He is it's just complete mismanagement of Deontay Wilder's career. He should be a household name, right? He should be a household name, and he's not. He's far from it. Nobody knows who this guy is. They won't translate well with a college football audience. It's not. And the fact that you're not putting up marketing dollars to promote this fight, pretty much shoot yourself in the foot, you know? So here's the thing, right? The winner of this fight between Wilder and Fury, they're going to demand 50-50 when they win this fight. They're going to demand 50-50 versus AJ, Joshua. And from a numbers perspective, and again, I'm predicting between 400 and 500,000 buys. The fight will probably be at capacity, but they won't sell out. Meaning that the fight, I think, is going to be an MGM, because their last fight was at the Staples Center, right? It didn't sell out. It did over 17,000 tickets, and I think they did a $4 million gate or something like that. But it wasn't a sellout. So it could possibly do the same thing, because they don't have a lot of big live gates either. Both of these guys don't my point is, both of these guys don't translate well in terms of numbers. They don't generate enough revenue for investors to be like, okay, I want to put up a lot of money with these guys. I know this fight's going to sell. You know, investors are just, you know, these executives who are putting up money or want to put up money. They're like, you know what? Hands off. Let's see what happens. Hopefully the fight would build, and hopefully we'll get 2 million pay-per-view buys, which of course is a long shot. It'll never happen. So, you know, it is what it is, man. I want this fight to succeed. It's just that this climate, and we're in 2020, the pay-per-view model is obsolete. All right, it's obsolete. It's basically a slow death. You know, it's a slow death, but it's gonna be completely irrelevant. Probably the next 2 or 3 years, if not less. You know, so those are my thoughts on that, family. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. GMOG Sports TV. Until next time, family. Signing out. Peace.